auxiliary gear out.
Anchorage Tower, runway 32 kilo, position and hold, engine set idle, traffic landing runway 71.
Roger, position hold 32 at kilo, engines will be idle, Secretary 472. 570, cleared to cross, 7 left, no delay to Romeo.
Plus 5 Tango Lima, contact departure.
To departure, 5 Tango Lima.
Tower, Caravan 4540, Fox World.
Check. Takeoff's complete. Step forward lights. Okay.
It'll land on beaches carrying fish, or that was something that we typically did throughout the late 80s and early 90s. Frozen lake beds, we've done that time and time again with building materials and fuel and gasoline and all kinds of products that people needed in a remote location that they weren't able to get during the summer months because there were no roads or no rivers. So this airplane has got a pretty light footprint and only needs about 28 inches of ice to land on.
Alex Roche, and I've been working for Everts since 1998, and this is the primary airplane I've flown in that time frame. I'm going to show you a little bit about the C-46 cockpit today. This is our aux hydraulic pump, electrically powered, and we can pump up our hydraulics that way. Normally the hydraulic system is powered through engine-driven hydraulic pumps. You can see the pressure rising, and it should pop out at about 1,300 psi. So for pre-flight, we usually pressurize the system, depressurize it, pressurize it. Here's our flaps, and I'm not going to extend them very far, but just a little bit here, and make the indication positive here. And back up. So that was just to the quarter detent. And we'll turn that switch back off.
And we use these electrical switches. They activate a clutch, a mechanical clutch in the supercharger section of the engine. We'll probably keep it that way until we get on the other side of the mountains and start descending. Weather-wise, it's pretty nice, and Aniak is overcast weather, not quite nearly as warm, but we have to traverse an area of scattered thunderstorms that we'll see in about a half hour or so, but hopefully we'll find our way through that. Well, we are almost 10 degrees Celsius warmer than what's we could technically be at 35 inches of manifold pressure.
Right, need it.
I started working on a C-46. The first C-46 I laid eyes on was in 1970, summer of 1973. I took a ride with Fairbanks Air Service locally up to Anaktuvik Pass in a passenger outfitted C-46. This is one of the ones that we restored to 121 status, 48 Bravo, and it's a unique airplane in and of itself. Probably, as far as I know, it's the only C-46R model left in the world, and we were working on modifying, getting some engines together to modify our other 121 bird to our model status. One of there's a couple items that make this airplane unique over most other C-46s, the higher horsepower engines, and they require some additional monitoring gauges. You got BMEP gauges here that monitor torque pressure, and it enables you to be able to tell when you're leaning the engines, how much to lean them, and fuel flow here is obviously how many pounds per hour are flowing to the engines. The standard C-46 has none of that. Pretty much everything else is the same. We got these gauges are a little bit unique in that they have a tri-gauge, the oil pressure, fuel pressure, and oil temperature all together. But other than that, there's really not a lot of differences here in the cockpit. But those other gauges do make it unique. Out here looking at some of the variances on a C-46R, we have the cowl flaps on the upper part of the cowling. On the original C-46s, they were down low on the bottom, looked like lobster tails. These are electric driven as opposed to hydraulic driven on the originals. Those that are familiar with the 2800, the original B and C engine based crankcases had a very bell-shaped nose case, and this is the CB style. Uses a Bendix mag and 2 distributors on either side of it.
It's hot down here. I'm showing almost about 30 degrees on the carburetor temp. We get a wind check for one left, please.
Wind 310 at Niner.
Thanks.
Confirming Tower, Scout 178 Bravo, Charlie's with you for Pond 2. Scout 178 Bravo, Charlie, Fairbanks Tower, Pond 2, cleared to land, wind 310 at 8. 8 Bravo, Charlie. Frontier 01 Charlie, square your base to final for the Curtis. They're just touching down now. They'll need to back taxi to Everts hangar.
96 over the ground, 84 on the... Get it?
Are we going to fly to the final? Frontier 01 Charlie, that was broken. Say again.
Where do you want us to go ahead and fly through final here?
Frontier 01 Charlie, you can start your turn to final now. Runway 1 left, clear to land.